So I'm back to bacteria. We left off yesterday at this slide, which we talked about pili, which is those little short hair-like protein structures. They help them connect to each other in surfaces, kind of like Velcro does, and they can actually pass information between each other. So this is a new slide. All right, remember, you can pause these as we go through so you can write your information down. So many prokaryotes have long flagella that allow the prokaryotes to move forward toward food sources and away from danger. This is the flagella here, and then these little hair extensions are the pili. This helps them move. This helps them kind of swim and get stuff over top of them. This movement that they get away from danger or move towards food sources is called chemiotaxis. So I think of it like a taxi. They're moving like a taxi would. And this is in response to a chemical stimulus. So like food is a chemical, and then anything like if there's antibiotics or something like that, they're going to get away from that chemical danger. So a chemical stimulus. Here is prokaryote with the flagella, and they can rotate and move, and they can do a run and tumble motion. This one, the next slide, is super cool. Let me see. Watch. That's pretty cool. Watch. Keep going. That one. And see how that one was moving? This one's kind of just stuck, and he's just going around, but there's some other ones moving. And those are what you talk about like a run and tumble motion. So we could watch. Oh, look at that one. Look at that one. So cool. So, see, I still get excited about stupid stuff. All right. That guy's still stuck, but I think he's going to move him. Oh, maybe. Nope. Okay. Ooh. Yeah, so he's just stuck, but everybody else is going. Yeah. Okay. All right. This is the next one. Some bacteria do not have flagella. Not all of them can, but they can move by other means. So they don't have to be able to move by flagella. They can do other things. The species of genus Maxiobacteria form a layer of slime. Okay, so some spiral-shaped bacteria move by a corkscrew rotation. So they kind of like swirl and swirl and swirl, and they can kind of move like that. Okay. So slime or corkscrew motion. So they're not all a run and tumble motion. Prokaryotes have two chief nutritional needs. They have a source of carbon to build organic molecules. They have to have a source of carbon, and they have to have a source of energy. So here's some words we've heard before. Oops. So organisms can get these in a variety of ways. They can either be heterotrophs or autotrophs. Heterotrophs mean they have to get their energy from somewhere else. Autotrophs mean they can make their own. Now, photoheterotrophic and photoautotrophic. Photoheterotrophic means that they can use the sun to get their energy. So, like when we eat plants, that's photoheterotrophic because we're eating plants that had to be produced by photosynthesis. Chemioheterotroph could be something like eating sulfur in different ponds and stuff like that. And then autotrophs would be they have to use photosynthesis to get energy. Okay, and then chemioautotroph would be the same thing. They make their energy from a chemical. Okay, so chemo means chemicals, photo means photosynthesis. Okay, so they're going to use photosynthesis to get their energy here from somewhere else, for somebody else, and they're going to use the chemical here so that we get our energy. And then this is bacteria, so it's not us. Autotrophs would be they have to produce their energy by photosynthesis, like plants, or they get their energy from different chemicals, and that's how they get their energy. Now, this is something you probably can't even see, so I'm going to skip that. All right. Now, this is a really pretty picture, but this is prokaryotes live in certain habitats based on their biochemical abilities. This right here is a hot springs, And all of this stuff is different sulfur and chemicals on here. So biochemical means they get their they live in habitats, and they can live in these because they're super hot and they have chemicals that normally kill other things. All right, so here's obligates. So you have your anaerobes. Anaerobes mean they don't need oxygen. If they're an anaerobe, like this, or an aerobe, they need oxygen. So anaerobes, no oxygen. Aerobes, oxygen. Aerobes are like aerobics. Okay, when I do aerobics or you do aerobics, something aerobic, you need lots of oxygen because you're going to be breathing heavy. Okay, so aerobics, aerobes need oxygen, anaerobes do not. You have an obligate anaerobe, and that means they're obligated to use it. So organisms that cannot live where molecular oxygen is produced. So this would be Clostridium tetani, which causes tetanus. That's when you get stuck with like a dirty nail or something like that. They cannot live where oxygen is. They an obligate, either one or the other. They cannot live where oxygen is. Facultative means they can kind of do either way, okay? So these would be organisms that can live with or without oxygen. They don't really care. And this is an example of E. coli. That's Escherichia coli, which is common in the human digestive tract, okay? So like we normally have E. coli in our stomach, and that's okay. But if we get some weird E. coli, like if we ate at Chipotle a couple of years ago and we got that lettuce that they were using, or the ones that just came around, that could hurt us. Okay, so these facultative mean they can have oxygen with or with, they can live with or without oxygen. Obligate means no oxygen. They cannot live where oxygen is. Obligate anaerobes, they absolutely need oxygen. So this would be Mycobacterium tuberculosis, which causes TB, which is a big lung infection. Okay, so that one needs oxygen to survive. So if it's in an environment where there's no oxygen, it cannot survive. Okay, obligate means have to, facultative means either or. Okay, now these are different bacteria. So we'll push that. Okay, let me do that. Psychrophilic bacteria grow well at 0 to 20 degrees Celsius. Remember, 0 is freezing, 20 degrees is starting to be about room temperature. They survive in cold temperatures by living just under the surface of rocks, which are just warm enough to allow them to have a slow growing life cycle. All right, so that's pretty cold. All right, here, mesophilic bacteria grow well at 20 degrees Celsius to 40 degrees Celsius. All right, humans are also considered mesophiles. 20 degrees is about room temperature, 40 degrees, human body temperature is 37 degrees Celsius, so this is a little bit more than human body temperature, so it'd be about 110. We can survive in that, okay? It's not pretty, but we can do it. And then this one, thermophilic bacteria. Thermo means heat, so thermophilic bacteria grow well at 45 degrees Celsius to 110 degrees Celsius. Remember, 100 degrees Celsius is boiling water, so that would be 212 Fahrenheit. So this is pretty hot. This would be hot springs and stuff. Most species have proteins which are resistant to being destroyed by heat. This is bacteria. This is not humans. So some bacteria can still live in extreme heat. Okay? And let me go one more. All right, so most bacteria species grow best at a pH of 6.5 to 6.7, so somewhere around neutral. And most species known as acidophiles grow at pH of 6 or lower. So that's pretty acidic. Okay, it's just starting to be acidic. All right, that's it for today. Go back and answer all the questions. You have to go back and now answer questions about these.